Welcome to YLF Young Warriors Forum Ibadan Branch YouTube channel. We are hosting an interview today with a foremost and a leading legal practitioner in Ibadan, a former chairman of the Nigerian Bar Association Ibadan branch. I am your host for today. My name is Epong, and I'm here with Karim. We would allow our guest to introduce herself to you. So, ma, kindly introduce yourself to our audience.
Okay. Good afternoon, Kayode. Good afternoon, Ekwan. Good afternoon, audience
Thank you.
and our cameraman. I'm Mrs. Folashade Aladeniyi. Um, I'm a lawyer. This is my office, and I'm married because our topic today is centered on marriage and practice of law. I'm married to Engineer Boluwari Aladeniyi. FNSC is a fellow of the Chartered Institute of Engineers and Nigerian Society of Engineers, and married with children. And I've been in practice for 30 years now. I was called 23rd March 1995, and it's been smooth sailing. It's been challenging, but it's been very interesting. I've always wanted to do law, practice law. So I find it very interesting. It's not a burden to me. Something I do with passion.
Yes.
So that is me for short as a legal practitioner and as a mother
as a mother.
and a married woman.
Yes. Thank you very much, ma'am, for the introduction. Our topic today for discussion is balancing litigation with matrimonial responsibilities. And we do not have doubt in our mind that Mrs. Afola Aladebe is the person who can speak to this topic appropriately and to a logical conclusion. Our first question is this. We know how stressful legal practice is, especially litigation. How do you navigate the challenges of balancing law practice with the home?
Mm. Thank you so much. I've said it once, and I'll keep repeating it. I've also said it here. When you have a passion for something, it becomes very easy.
Okay.
I've always had a passion to be a private legal practitioner, not even to work with any government or any outfit at this stage of my life. Really speaking, my aim is to go to the bench, and I know that to go to the bench, to be a good judge, you have to be an active legal practitioner
Okay.
who must know our rules, who must know our conduct in the court, who must be assured of our presentation of our cases, who must have the law at our fingertips. And so, where else can you get all this unless you're on the field? So, the passion that I have for the practice of law has really been a driving force for me
Okay.
and has been a major, let's say, advantage that's given me a balance of managing my home and my work schedule. So passion for what you do really matters. If you have passion for what you do, it won't be like walking. You'll be like you are you are coasting. You are coasting on waters. It will be fun, though it may be rough because when you're on the water, at times the waves may
That's
frighten you, but you know because you know you have the dexterity, you know you are familiar with the familiar top, you will not be frightened. So it's not as if the challenges are not there; they are there, but because you are enjoying what you are doing, it makes that the challenges very very bearable.
Very, very.
Thank you. Mm.
Yes. You had earlier mentioned that you've been in practice for about 30 years now, ma. Now, if I may ask, how long have you also been married?
Was called March 1995. In fact, my set, that's our table calendar over there. We marked our 30 years of call just last year, November. Yes, in Abuja. And I've also been married almost as about the same time as I've been in practice. I
Okay.
got married on the 27th of April 1997. I was called 1995. So it's just 2 years in cover. So I've been married for 28 years
That's it.
this April. Yes.
It is a wonderful space of time. Yes, yes, ma'am. I would like to also ask, earlier in your career, before you got married, did you anticipate the challenges of combining marriage with such a demanding profession,
Yes.
or did they reduce themselves to you
No.
gradually?
Yes, I actually anticipated it. It was not something that evolved.
Okay.
One where I did all my basic internship and externship, very busy offices. So I know how stressful legal practice could be. And so even as a young lady or a young lawyer, I was already I mean, I was already in the know. I already knew what it means to be an active legal practitioner. When I served in Delta State, okay, my principal then, the late EOEDC of I'm trying to EOEDC and company of I'm trying to remember address. So along the Ugelimi Road was a very busy office, very busy office. In fact, that my youth national youth service corps period was an eye opener for me. We were based in Ughelli. You would think that is a suburb of Warri or of the capital of Asaba, but Ughelli is as busy as anywhere in Delta State. And so we, as a young lady in service, copper lawyer, I was always on the go traveling all over Delta State. Yes, the only place I really didn't really travel to was the Igbo speaking side of Delta State. But every other area I covered as a young lawyer, I was going to do criminal cases in magistrate court. I was going to do land cases. I was going to represent my office in banks, in meetings, and everything. So I knew it's going to be a very busy um, um, time, a busy career, so to say. And I was prepared for it. And even when I was a copper, my principal was very accommodating but very demanding man. I would our closing hour is 6, but most times I will not close at 6. I will go for fellowship in church and still come back to work. You understand? Well, we're going to the same church, same denomination, so maybe that gave me a leeway somehow. But I will go to church and come back to work during the week, not at weekend. So during the week, I'll close at about 9, even as a copper, at times 10. The whole town, as at that time, I would be quiet, like we say FB. That's why you used to call me FB. I'll go and drop you at your copper's lodge. So you take me home. The only good thing about it is I was enjoying it because you buy me lunch, you buy me dinner as well. No, no stress, you understand? And it was actually a good experience, remunerating me well as well. So that made the job very easy to go, I mean, to do because I had an understanding principal. Yes, so and who was ready to accommodate me, to remunerate me. It was not as if it was giving fantastic salary, but at least the perks out of office they were there that made the work very, very enjoyable. So I've known since I was a copper. And when I left, I went working after my marriage at Jebode with Chief Segun Adebayo and Co. Chief Segun Adebayo and Co is one of the leading law firms in the whole of Ijebu land. Also, very, very demanding office. What my principal used to do then was we would go on break at once we get back from court, maybe at 3 or 2, 3, we would go on break. That does not mean I will be going break. Oh, I will be in the office. He is the one that is going on break. And then he comes back at about 5. Then it was there I learned you don't leave what you ought to do the next day at court. Don't leave it undone. That same day you must do it. He taught me that. Um, Shade, do we have any motion we have to file and serve tomorrow? Yes, sir. Yeah, we would prepare it, get ready. And one thing he also taught me, he's an Ijebu man, he also taught me to be prudent. When we're going to court, you must go with processes you want to file. You don't go to court and say, oh, chief, I forgot this thing at the office, or I have to go back to court. If you have to go back, you go back with your own transport fare. It's not going to give you transport fare because it will take you to court and it bring you back. It wait for you to finish all your rounds. You understand? Yes. And so that also taught me to be prudent, that you don't waste not just resources but time as well. Things you can do while you're in court, do it. And also, I also learned over the years when I began to work with Olujima and Akeredolu when I moved to Ibadan from Jebode, I also learned to take files to court. Things you can do while you are waiting for your matters to be called. At times you can review processes you want to file. You can review your written addresses. You can even start a written address while you're waiting for your matter to be called. You can read authorities, you can read case law, you can do anything while you are waiting for your matter to be called. For us as lawyers, time is of the essence. Time is money. It's our time we are spending. So if you as a lawyer don't know how to really manage your time, you'll be in trouble. And as if a very active legal practitioner, you don't know how to manage your time, you'll be in trouble. So I hardly waste my time on anything apart from my work. Yes, I ping once in a while. If the ping is disturbing me too much, I switch on my phone. I learned that from my boss, my principal, Chief Akeluji Mercy. When before the advent of all these Android phones, when we had ground phone, you know that one landline. If he wants to do serious work, anytime I was going to do serious work, he will lock his office door, remove the receiver, the thing phone, and hang it so that the thing will not even ring at all. And we tell am, in fact, I don't get to his door, the door is locked, you know that he's busy working on seriously. So I learned that as well. When I'm very busy, I don't have my phone, I don't even touch my phone. I switch it off or I mute it, then I concentrate on my job. So time is money for us. Can't afford to waste time on social media and then also be a very good lawyer or advocate. Thank you.
From what you earlier said, it it reveals that you were quite industrious as at the time you started practice and even up till now because we can see the evidence of it.
Yes.
And at the time you were called at, at 1995, I
Yes.
want to believe that there were very few female lawyers as at that time. What were the challenges peculiar to female lawyers as at that period?
Thank you. As at that period, many of us female lawyers, or let's say ladies in skirts, gentlemen in skirts. Anyway, we are ladies. I'm proud to be a lady. We, not many of us really wanted to end up being an advocate or legal practice, be on the field of legal practice. Many of us would want to go to the corporate world. As it is today, still many female lawyers don't even still want to practice. It's just, would I say, the circumstances of our economy that is making many female lawyers to stay in the industry because the jobs are not really there again. Unlike before, when the jobs, corporate jobs were there, when the lecturing, the academia was also there. Now, before you can become a lecturer, but one those days, when you finish with a very good grade from the university, they can immediately employ you as an assistant lecturer. But now it's not like that. So the competition is so steep. There are so many people who are qualifying as lawyers. So there were many jobs those days that people could really easily go into. But now it's not like that again. So even at that time, many female lawyers were not ready to go into practice. They rather go for the, let's say, the easier job descriptions because we all know that legal practice is actually very tedious. I really hard. It's a hard knot, really speaking. But now with advent of specialization, with advent of so many areas of law, you as a female lawyer can choose what you want to become. Whether you are in practice or you are not, whether you are actively going to court or not, There are so many other areas of legal practice that I can decide to be actively involved in. You can be a mediator, you can be an arbitrator, you can be a corporate, you can be a property lawyer, you can be so many things without really going to court, and which also is also time consuming if you want to give your best to it and if you want to make a success of it. So it's not just legal practice that is an area of law where you can be successful. There are also many other areas too that we are all trying to be successful at. So it depends on the time you put into your area of specialization. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you. But after you practiced actively for 2 years after call and you became married, what were the challenges you first faced that that you felt like could disturb your legal practice? What were those challenges?
Hmm. Well, fortunately for me, when I got married in 2007, no, 1997, I said
Yes, ma'am.
2007, sorry, 1997. I got married in 1997. I was qualified in 1995. We moved to a smaller town, not a very busy place, Jebode, which was easy to go around. You can actually, as at that time, you could actually go around the whole of Jebode on foot. So, and my house was not far from my office. So I'll trek to the office in the morning, I'll trek back in the evening, and then even in between when I want to go to church, it's just my church is just behind my office. I just go in there. So everything around me is always usually, even now that I'm here, I make sure one of the things that some of us should learn to do is that we should build our interest areas around us.
Mm,
Not that I'm here, my tailor is in Bodija. I don't do such things because, like I said, time is really, really important for us. You want to see your tailor, you have to drive like 2 hours to Bodija to get your tailor. Or you want to do your hair, you have to drive like 1.5 hours or 3 hours to get to your salon. As a legal practitioner, where do you have that luxury of time?
mm,
You don't have it. So most times I do my things around me. I have an hairdresser down the road. I have my tailor just in Oluyole there for Elebu Oluyole. My church is just there. You understand? So I've learned over the years to really minimize the time I spend on other important things too. All these other things are also important. You want to pick your child from school. I make sure my children go to school nearby home. There are good schools everywhere.
that's true.
So you don't have to say, oh, because you want your child to go to Bodija International School and you are living here, then take your child to Bodija. You are will be wasting time picking and taking to consume your time and your energy. So I make sure that my children's school pays back easily. I could pick them, or I ask somebody to pick them up. So that wasn't a challenge to me. But what was a challenge to me is the pay.
Mm,
Because when I started working, I was earning 500 naira a month in Ijebu. But even as at that time, when you look at it, it wasn't that bad. One, because I wasn't really keen at what I was going to be paid. Luckily, I had a husband who was supporting me. If a young female lawyer does not have a home support, it's difficult. I have a husband who was working, who was supporting the home. So what I was being paid was in his commission. And at that time, all I wanted was just to do law and do law. Learn it, perfect it, be a good lawyer. And so I was keen at learning law. And so what my principal was paying me was no problem. But with time, when he saw that I was very industrious by himself, he began to increase my salary from 500 naira to 1,000 to 2,000 to 3,000. I earned 3,000 naira by the time I was doing Jebode, and I spent just 3 years with them. And I discovered that the 3,000 I was earning in Jebode was what they were offering me when I came to Ibadan as well. So you can imagine that as of that time, that means that 3,000 for a Jebu based lawyer was quite on the high side. If Ibadan people were offering
the same
3,000
amount.
naira.
Mm,
So the challenge was the pay. But like I said, it wasn't really a challenge to me.
Okay.
And I've not really had, I've not seen anything that could be that was a challenge to me as a female lawyer because I was ready to work.
Okay.
I was really ready to work. I was ready to learn. My principal, when I was even a very young lawyer, left me, traveled abroad for Hajj. I was managing the office. When he came back, everybody, the judges, the lawyers, your junior tried, oh, they were, because I was really ready to work. So that readiness to work and the passion to be a lawyer must be there for us to be so. Whether you're a female lawyer or you're a male lawyer, if you don't have those two things, you would be having some shortfalls.
What about at the home front? Considering the fact that you had to spend long hours at the office, do a lot of research, was it not disturbing the home?
Thank you. I remember Professor Yebisi Bamboshe at FIDA recently mentioned this issue. When you have good support at the home front, you can fly, you can get to any place. At the home front, I had people living with me. I've never been one that live alone. I always have
Okay.
people living with me. So even when like I have to travel, then somebody will take care of my young child. Then I also have a young child now. So people are there taking care of my words for me. And that does not mean that I don't do house chores.
Okay.
In fact, I remember very well when we were still young in marriage. My husband and I would go to the market together. My husband is a very supporting man. Yes, he's a fantastic man. We go to the market together. Eh? At times, then it got to a time he will go to the market himself, buy everything we needed, bring it home, and then at times he will do the cooking, and I will be there assisting him. But as female as women, at times we let this thing get into our head. So when the thing was getting to my head, I say, honey, please can you help me to see the place? What do you mean? Am I your housemate? Am I I just say, what do you mean? They are sending me on errands. Then it's okay. It's because I'm going to the market for you and everything. So it's not going to your market yourself. But even at that, when was to take me, then we had one car. When we didn't have
Yes.
a car, I was going alone with my sister who was staying with me. Then when we had a car, he would go and buy for me or we go together. And then when he stopped going to buy for me, he would take me and wait for me at the market till I finished my purchases. Wow. And bring
Wonderful.
me back home. It's only when he's not around that I'll go in public transport and carry those things home.
Okay. Let me do a follow-up question, ma. How important was it for you to choose a partner who understood the intensity of your career?
Mm. I didn't even know it was going to be this intensive when we were in school and we were dating or courting, as we say it in Christendom. I never knew law practice was this intensive until I became a copper. So I chose him as an engineer. One other thing that was at the back of my mind was I would want to marry well.
Hmm.
I don't want to marry a man that I'll be the one feeding him. I don't want to marry a man that I will be the one, the boss.
Hmm.
At the home front, my husband is the boss. It's when I'm here that I'm the boss. You understand? So, as at that time, I had it at the back of my mind that I would not want to marry just any scum. I wanted to marry well. And so, I was open-eyed. My own love was not blind. You understand? My own love was not blind though. I opened my eyes very well. I chose very well. It doesn't mean that I don't love him or it doesn't mean that love did not play a role there. I chose somebody I know can be um can upgrade, can be an advantage to me as well. Somebody that can be beneficial to me. And it was, I've always been a Christian. And so, really speaking, I went to God in prayer and was the one who came looking for me. It was Nigerian faculty. I was in law in Lagos State University. Our faculties are wide apart,
Hmm.
but we're in the same fellowship. And I didn't even know him, nothing to bring us together. We're not in the same subgroup, we're not in any, but he came looking for me in my faculty. We walk and come to my faculty. I stayed behind my window, my classroom, and be looking at him. And then when he would, so it's like, it was ordained anyway. Let me
That's
just
true.
say, like, who that?
That's true.
But I never knew. that love was going to be this intensive. So it wasn't as if I knew. And then essentially went choosing an engineer to be, but I wanted a professional. For the
Hmm.
kind of person I am, I cannot marry somebody who cannot match up with my standard
That's true.
because of my makeup. I know I can't marry somebody that cannot match up with my standard. You understand? Even though we're very young, we didn't have anything, we didn't know anything. But I know we have potentials.
That's true.
He has the potential. I have one, a engineer and a lawyer. So I knew that we would match. You understand? The friction of a lady making provision for the house is not there. Because that's what brings frictions most times these days. When a female lawyer has to be the one providing for the home front, there's a lot of friction. You can support your husband. You can even earn more than your husband.
Mm-hmm.
But at least your husband must be able to do one thing or the other that makes him the man of the house.
That's true.
Not that you be the one running everything. And then you say love. Very soon, love begin to have cracks. Because and that's why we have a lot of divorce these days.
Mm.
When the men are not measuring up, then it's only when there's real love that a woman can sustain a marriage where she's the one that is the main provider of the family. So that was one thing I deliberately chose to go
Okay.
after a man who would measure up to me in terms of academic achievement, in terms of career, in terms of Christian background, in terms of so many things. So let us open our eyes. Oh. Don't close your eyes when you're choosing your life partner. Open it very well. Choose the one that you know you will be able to match up with.
That's true.
Not that the man will be going up and you will still be down here. As a matter of fact, my husband was the one who got me my LLM form.
Wow.
Yes, when I was leader, when you I started, I was just dragging. He went there without even telling me and purchased the form for me. Take, only take your form, LLM form, go for LLM.
Intentional man.
Because he knows that the more higher I go, the easier it becomes for him.
That's true. That's true.
Many men will be jealous of their
Wise
wives'
progress.
progress. Hey, you usually say, I'm sorry, one vulgar thing, I say, those men, they are the most unfortunate people. When your wife is climbing the ladder and you are becoming jealous and you are trying to stall her, then you are the most unfortunate man. Because if your wife makes it in life, it rubs off on you.
Yes. Yes.
Rubs off on you. You find things easier. Your wife will be able to spend money without asking you. Even if as a woman you are saying, oh, you are owing me this, you know you are just asking for asking sake. You are not going to start holding his shirt or tie,
Yes.
saying
Mm-hmm.
you owed me this last month, you have not paid. No. So men should encourage their wives to be the best that they can be.
Yes, ma'am.
Which I had from my husband. I still have it. Still have it.
Well done,
Yes. In fact, when he's home, he works outside the garden. When he's
Okay.
I have to go to the office. I know you have to go to the office. I know. Just go. I
Mm.
just go. Anytime we have to come back, it's okay. The only thing I make sure I do, even if he doesn't ask, I make sure I prepare his meals. When he's at home, I prepare his meals. Do his breakfast, which he eats before I leave. Prepare his breakfast, which I put on the table. I set it before I leave the house. So by the time I come back in the evening, because he's home, then I'll cook dinner.
Mm.
So women should learn to take care of their husband too. If your husband is the one that is very accommodating and very understanding, don't take him for a ride. Make sure you also attend to his needs so that there will not be any catalyst outburst.
Mm.
So that's it.
Yes. We know that you are a successful lawyer, a busy one, and also a barman to the core. And we also know that you have a husband that is loving, that is understanding. Ma, the question I want to ask here is, what boundaries did you set to protect the work you do and your family life so that they will not clash at any point in time?
Thank you very much. That's a very important question. When I was a very young lawyer, very young as in like I think I was 2000. I was 3 years when I moved over to Ibadan. And you know my office, Olujim and Akeredolu was a very busy one too. Even as a young lawyer then, I set a lot of boundaries for myself. One, I was working. I was a junior in an office. I was a head. But my own personal briefs, clients, I always please always inform me ahead before you come.
Yes, ma'am.
Luckily, the advent of telephone came about that same time. Call me ahead, schedule an appointment, and that has really helped me all my work career. Really speaking, clients don't just walk into my office anyhow. They know. Even if you are lucky to meet me, I will say, "Sir, did you book an appointment with me?" I don't think it's because I can afford it. No, no, no. When I was a young lawyer, that's how I used to do. You have to schedule an appointment with me before you see me.
Mm.
If you don't, if you are lucky, I'm free, I'll attend to you. If I'm not free, I'll say, please come back another time. So that's one boundary, that's one thing, that's one process I actually put in place, or I've put in place all my life. I remember I was living with a very senior lawyer when we got together. He said, Shadi, how do you do? I said, "Oh, sir, this is what I do." He said, really? I said, otherwise you burn out. I said, how do you just come and sit in my office and I won't be able to attend to all of it? I said, sir, tell them to book appointment with you. That will help you schedule your appointments, schedule your briefs with your clients, and started doing. I said, it's working. I said, yes, that's to work. So we can learn from each other. Me, because I'm a young lawyer doesn't mean he's a very old lawyer like my Oga's mate too. He learned from me, which I also learned so many things from him as this very senior lawyer. So, and then one other thing I put in place structure. Clients don't come to my house.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. No, no, no. See, this is my office. My house is just across. Most clients don't even know I live across my office. Even now that I'm living just across my office, I don't allow clients into my home. Mm-mm. Everything you want to do is in this office. If it's not practicable, I can meet you up in town, in any restaurant, in any place, open place where we can discuss. But to come to my home, bring jobs, no, it's not allowed. I don't allow clients in my home. So my home is my home. So that is where my haven, where I have time to rest, I have time to attend to my family, I have time to even attend to myself. And I remember when I was working with my principals, Owane, Olujimi and Akeredolu, at the point when I became the head of chambers, the job was so plenty, so much, the stress. I would take files home. I will go and study files. I will draft. I will do this. And in the middle of the night, I wake up. And I want this. Madam, see all these files you are bringing home. I don't see them again in my house. If you can't finish your job at work, just leave your files there. I don't want to see them. In the middle of the you wake up. And you leave me on the bed and you don't go. You understand? And so when he vehemently, you know, opposed my working the night. So what I used to do was I made sure I finished my job in the office. So you see why I said my time is very important to me. Finish everything I want to do. It doesn't mind. Come at 10. The only is I don't bring files in. Like come at 11 7. Don't just bring files with me. You understand? So I made sure that I finish all my things in the office and then I go just with my bag and my file for the next day, which I would have reviewed before I leave the office. So that has been my practice. But now that we're older, older in marriage, older and everything, it allows me, I take my files home, I work nights. Once that we sleep in the same room. One day a friend of mine asked me a very funny question in the court very many years ago. Say, Shadi, do you have a husband? I said, why? A friend that we left law school together. And when we revealed the person is, she's not very big woman in the ministry of justice. So why are you asking me? I said, of course, I have a husband, I have a home, I have children, I have people I take care of at home and everything. I said, why did you ask me? He said, because you always come forward as somebody who is not married. I said, eh? My husband and myself, we have always shared a bed. Not talk of we share a room and we share a bed. Since I got married, we never slept outside unless he's out Even if we have disagreement, we still sleep on the same bed in the night. We may put pillows in between, but still sleep on the same bed. We may not talk to each other, but we still sleep on the same bed, your side and my side. You understand? And at times, we don't even have permanent sides. You may sleep here today, I may sleep on the side tomorrow. You understand? So it all depends. And so that I don't take my job home. I don't take clients home. Now I take jobs home. I don't take clients. I don't even allow them in my house. I won't tell them this is my house. They don't even know. So no matter.
So, while you were the chairman of the Nigerian Bar Association Ibadan branch, you were also the principal partner of this law firm. You also married. How do you communicate your work schedule
Hmm,
to your husband or your family?
hmm. Very, very, very naughty question. One, when I was going to vie for the chairmanship of the bar, of our great bar, NBA Badum branch, my husband gave me his blessings. In fact, when I vied for the vice chairman 10 years earlier, he was in the hall cheering me on.
Wow.
Oh, yes, he was there. Even though I lost, he sat beside me all through the elections. And when we left at a loss, yeah, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. So we went home, said, don't worry, you can still always try another time. And so, but the thing is that I've always been a bad person. I've always been a bad woman, Obama,
Mama.
if you want bad man. Right from when I was 7, I've always been a bad person. I was always going for meetings at Worry. That was where we had the NBA in my area there, in my jurisdiction. I was going to, when I got to Jebode, I'm very active at the bar. When I came to Bado, I've been lucky to work with offices that are bar oriented. You understand? So, um, my principal at Ugeli was a bar chairman later on. He was very active at the bar. He became a bar chairman later on. And then in Ijebode, my principal was already a past bar chairman. So he was always encouraging me to go for bar meetings, and the bar meetings at Ijebu they were very interesting. We were going around members' houses. They would cook for us. Then we did have a bar center. So we would use that one to know members' backgrounds and everything. So whatever they offer us, we take. And then some seniors will support some juniors who will be hosting bar meetings and everything. So the bar association was very interesting there in those days. And so, and when I got to Ibadan, my chief the late may the Lord rest his soul, Aketi, Mr. Rotimi Akeredolu Oluwarotimi was the bad person in the call.
Mm.
Chibuji was not a bad man, with all due respect. He didn't have time for but now that he's getting older, that is more relaxed, that is now participating in bar
Bad activities.
activities. Then he was not a bad person, but Mr. Akeredolu, bad man to the core. You even know he was a bad president and everything. So he was always encouraging us. We pay for our bar activities, but one thing they were not doing as well, they were not paying our bar practicing fees, which is also a culture I also emulate. I don't pay my lawyers bar practicing fees. You pay yourself. You're a lawyer. You are working. You pay
Yes.
yourself. You can do any other thing, but your bar practicing fee, you must pay it yourself, which is what I learned from my principals. So because when you pay your bar practicing fee yourself, give you a sense of, you know, you are your own sick person.
Yes.
Nobody's paying it for you. So when people go around and say, because we want to contest for bar presidency, then I'm going to start paying bar practicing fee of young lawyers, that is a nonsense.
Mm.
Real nonsense. Why should you pay BPF for lawyers who have been called, who are working? There's pride. There's a pride in knowing that you are your own person.
Yes.
Nobody is owing you.
That's true.
You understand? So when people are all over, trying to hoodwink young lawyers with all these perquisites, cheap ones, so to say, I don't buy into it. I can support bar activities, I can support groups, I can support so many other things, but to say because I want to become president of the bar or chairman of the bar, and then I start paying back. How long will the person pay itself? It's only 2 years, 2 year tenure. Will they continue to pay it forever? So don't let us please submit ourselves to all these cheap things as lawyers. We should not. We should not. And we should demand for quality things. What are your programs
That's
for us,
That's
for young lawyers? What are the things you need to do? Let me tell you, when what's his name? Mr. Mohammed, when I work because I was a part of the remuneration committee then, was that about president then. He
okay,
actually,
Mika.
no, no, not Mikal. Mr. Mohammed is a Malaji man, is from the north. When he was back president, he actually empowered a lot of young lawyers. Those are the kind of empowerment that me and he sent so many of them abroad. They were going for trainings and things like that. He actually brought them into the mainstream NBA. The Young Lawyers Forum was very active during his time. So those are the type of things that we should demand of our leaders, not take us to do manicure and pedicure. Eh? Not take us to do what's the other one? The body wash, what they call it now. Not those things. No, no, no. Those are not the things we need. How many people are you buying books for?
Mm.
How many people are
Mm.
you buying laptops for?
That's
So that they can easily practice what their profession. How many people are you empowering by sponsoring them to trainings? Like you may not even retire, you may even be local, like Toluladere is doing.
Mm.
Is sponsoring young lawyers, is building capacity for young lawyers, building them up. So many of these things, and let me tell us, is when bar elections are coming for that people will start running helter skelter. And if some are doing it before bar elections, please look at the
The motive
reasons,
behind
motive
it.
behind it. At times, some will start doing it 4 years to the time. This is not part of them. When they leave the drop, they
That's
stop doing it. So those who are doing it, maybe for that short period, just know that it's because of what they want from you, either young or old or intermediate. But when it's a consistent thing, they know that that person is really has the love of lawyers at heart. It's not because of what he wants to gain or what he wants to do. So my husband was a very supporting factor to my assuming office as chairman. I had 100% support from him. Unfortunately, he wasn't there when we were doing the second election. Couldn't come. But when we were doing as well, he wasn't around. But my family was there. You saw them. My
Yes.
father, my siblings, they were all there. And so you know that I'm blessed. I have very strong home support. And that has actually helped me in attaining whatever heights I think I've attained in life, either as a lawyer, either as a mother, either as a barman. So when you have the home support, is you can go anywhere, really speaking. And so, and then, like I said earlier, when don't have a husband who is trying to stultify you, who is jealous of your progress, you can go anywhere as a woman. And then at the office, I have fantastic working team. When they were, you see my lawyers, they're always with me. Even though they work in the office, they were there all through 2 years, supporting me at every point in time. When if there was any need, so they were always there. And they held the office for me. They were on ground. I don't think any client came and said, Mr. Aladdin, we had the office closed too. Both my lawyers and my administrator, they were on ground. I give kudos to them. I have a very fantastic team. So now even my HOC then, who is now my junior partner or managing partner, will say, aunty is at the bar, so we must make sure that this office runs. You understand? So our clients didn't suffer, our cases didn't suffer. Even though notwithstanding I was there, I was also still here. I will do my work there and I will come back to my office maybe later in the day when there's time, I come. There's no time. At times they don't see me in a week because of bad activities, but they know I'm called. What happened you call today? What did you do today? What's happening in that case? I was still following up my office. I won't say because I was heading the bar, I would not just in my office. What was paying for all the time I spent at the bar center? They were not paying us now. So this office was the goose that was laying the egg that was
That's true.
using to run the bar. Apart from our bar dues, there's so many other um, expenses you run as bar chairman that our constitution and bylaws don't make provisions for. In fact, if I had my way, I wanted to move that we should at least make provisions for some of these things because it takes a toll on you if you are not really grounded, if you are not financially strong, it affects your performance in office too. So I had to be coming to my office now to run, to see to my cases, to see my briefs, to attend to my clients, very important clients I was attending. But I also have very understanding client, let me tell you. The one year I was chairman. When are you going to finish this as chairman? So that we can have access to you again. I said, call Deji, call Shehu, call this. The ones I can discuss them on phone, I discuss with them. Okay, oh, we understand. So I also have very understanding clients who gave me those 2 years without any stress. You understand? So we understand. Okay, we'll go to the office. Okay. If I need to refer them to anybody, I refer them. So I want to also thank my clients who gave me the time to run that office successfully, and my office workers who also were there solidly behind me. So I'm very lucky. I'm very supportive. Everywhere, support. Everywhere I go, support.
In this profession, especially in Ibadan, a lot of women look up to you. In fact, a lot of lawyers look up to you. What misconception do people usually have about successful female lawyers?
Hmm. Conceptions,
Misconception that they have.
misconceptions. At times, they think you are arrogant.
Mm.
At times, they think you are too hard. At times, they think you have your ears up there, your shoulders are up. You understand? And at times, malice also comes in. Yeah, malice, which is born out of the misconception that you are arrogant. You understand? One lawyer I look up to in this town, in Ibadan, is Mrs. Fumi Roberts.
Mm.
When you see her, you think, don't move close. But she's not like that. Until you move close to somebody, you will know the kind of person they are. So all these misconceptions that she's too hard, she's too arrogant, she's too proud. Let's shelve all those misconceptions. Move close to a person first. When you move close to a person that you know the kind of person that she is, especially for female lawyers. So those are some of the misconceptions. Then other things that people maybe misunderstand about us, let me say about female lawyers who are in practice, is that you want this feeling of competition. I not just a woman. How can you be competing with me? I have a friend who is like that. Shade, oh my friend, my bá mi fà gan ni kẹ̀. So what do you mean? And we went to the same law school now. What do you mean? You understand? This feeling of I'm a man and a woman. So you should not measure up to them. Is there? Bias, ego, male ego is there. You understand? That's abeg o, wetin you use pass me? Same law school went,
Yes.
same degree we had. So what is your problem? So if you are presenting your case, I should keep quiet because you're a man, abi what? I should not say my own. We are all lawyers. So ego, ego from the male side is there, really speaking. It's only some male lawyers that understand, that appreciate you when you are or when they feel that you're even higher than them. Some of them appreciate that. But some of them, many of them, ego will not allow them to accept or admit that you are the same. They don't have two heads. You have all of you have one head. One head. we all passed law school. You may even have passed better than them. And then they'll start feeling that because you are a woman, you should not measure up to them. So ego is another thing. Apart from that, I've been blessed with very wonderful friends, both seniors and my contemporaries. They don't, in fact, many of them take me as their one of their bodies. They think I keep telling them when I'm in their midst, I'm a woman, I'm not a man. You know I'm a woman, I'm not a man, but I am a woman. So give me that honor of being a woman. Don't take me as, don't slap me at the back as you slap your body. I'm not a man, I'm a woman. So at times I drop that into their heads. We may be flowing because I have so many male friends, even more than female friends. But you people should know I'm a woman, I'm not a man, and they give me that respect.
For female lawyers who want to be actively in practice and they join a particular firm that they believe will assist them to do full litigation. And while there, they experience some form of either verbal or sexual abuse. What is your advice for people like that? What should they do in such a circumstance?
Thank you. I will not close my eyes to the fact that some of our female lawyers actually go through this um, gender bias and sexual harassment,
Hmm.
and even at times verbal assaults. I will not close my eyes with. If I have not experienced it, doesn't mean it does not happen. But for me, I have never experienced it. Boldly, I can say I've never experienced it. Maybe just recently, just recently, let me leave that because we're on tape. Um, that was even a verbal assault. But as a lawyer that knows our audience, I also matched up.
Hmm.
So the man was trying to verbally assault me. I also matched up. So when you know who you are, at times that can be a defending um a defense for you as a female. When and you know what you want. You see at times many of our female lawyers, I mean some of them, not all of them, some of them, they don't know what they want. One, anytime I have opportunity of mentoring young female lawyers, even male lawyers, I tell them, carve a niche for yourself.
Hmm.
Know what you want. You don't say, I just want to be a lawyer. Yeah, I just want to be a lawyer. Doing what now? Don't say, I just want to be a lawyer. My father said I should read law. And that's why I'm reading law. Or that's why I'm a lawyer. Okay, you have read law. What do you want to do with it? Some of us don't know what we really want to do. And I will tell you that that notion is even more prevalent now than before. Many people are lawyers, they don't know what to do with a law degree. Truly, you may not know which areas you want to go now, but at least have an idea of what you want to do with your law degree as a lawyer. When I was a young lawyer, I always said I had the opportunity of working in oil companies. I told my father I want to be a judge. I rather take the peanuts they pay as practicing lawyer than go and take, as at that time, thousands, hundreds of thousands of naira, because I will end up doing the same routine work every day. And then I won't know what to expect when I get to court. Ah. And an experience at that time also made me to tell them I'll be a practicing lawyer. I've always shared it before as well. A friend of mine, my very good friend, I want to register a business name. My very good friend till tomorrow, because I didn't know how to go about it. He was already interning everywhere, you know, offices in Ibadan. And this is an Ondo boy, but was, already exposed in Ibadan. I said, "Ah." I don't want to mention his name, he's a professor of law now. I say, my friend, let me to register this business in Shadi, I'll do it for you because you are my friend. As at that time, I'll do it for you. She's like business was being registered for maybe like 10 naira. And he took 1,000 naira from me.
As a friend.
And as a friend,
As a
I
friend.
know as a friend, though. Thank you. So, I did the registration for me, my very first business thing. When I became a lawyer, because me, I was a sheltered person, like water raised. He was not. And so he was already making money for himself and by himself. My father was seeing to all my needs then and everything. So I became a lawyer and then I began working. Look at what my friend did for me how many years ago at 1,000 naira. As at that time, it was cheap just about 200 naira. I said, oh my God. So that experience made me decide that this law, I'll practice it to any level. Only that I don't want to become an SCN. So that people will not say, hey, okay, she try to any level. SCN is the highest rank for practicing lawyer. I don't want to be. So, but every area of law I practice. So nobody can pull a wool over my eyes on anything. So um that's harassment. That female lawyers must know what they want to become, who they are. You are a lawyer, just like your principal is a lawyer. You are also a lawyer. Whether he's 25 years old and you are 1 year old, you are both lawyers. Yes, there's seniority, there's everything, but one thing is that we all got to the same law school. They taught them 25 years ago, they are teaching you 1 year after. It does not matter. So let us have that pride of who we are in us. When you have that pride, they may say you are arrogant, doesn't matter. They may say you have a lot of ears, does not matter. You know what you want to become. So female lawyers must be bold. They must speak up for themselves. How can somebody come into office and where are they going to start from? By the way, by the way I even hold myself out, where are they going to start from? That somebody will now start harassing me and now say, where is that going to come from now? Ah, so by the time you hold yourself out as somebody who should be respected, oh, of course, men will respect you. But when you hold yourself, when you are going to the office, you are wearing something like this that you will not cover your pants. Then you are inviting now, invitation to treat. Yes, it's true. So, and men will really harass people who don't dress decently. It doesn't mean some people cover their head, they still harass them. But at least the first stage is that dress decently to ward off harassment. If you wear a mini anything, it can still be nice. Doesn't have to show all your curves, all your clips, everything. Dress decently. And lawyers are supposed to dress decently. That's the number one defense against harassment. Number two defense is that know your onions. If your principal gives you a job to do and you're not doing it, I say, "Oga, you know now, what does he know? He doesn't know anything. You are there to work. Work. Don't try and curry favors, unnecessary favors. For young lawyers, don't try and curry unnecessary favors. When you try to do that, of course, harassment will come in. Assault will come in. After all, he's giving you job, you are not doing that. Okay, you are not doing my job. Okay, I can stay with you for if I'm not doing my job. You are earning salary, you are earning income there. So why would you do the job he asked you to do? I say, oh, guy, you know now. What does he know? Doesn't know anything. He does not know anything. Or he may not be your guy. He may even be seniors in the office.
Yes.
And then you say, laziness. Many young people are lazy these days. They don't want to work. They get work, they're pinging, they have their system, they're pinging, they are socializing, they are social media, they are doing content. Content. If you want to do content as a lawyer, do it outside the office time. You don't use the office hour to do content. So the job they are giving to you, you now neglect it, you'll be doing something else. So how would people not harass them? So know what you are doing. Lawyers must be well focused. If they are not focused, then harassment will come, assault will come. Because at times, even this assault is not as a result of sexual harassment. It's a result of the fact that they have not done what they are supposed to do. Then the person will say, sure, are you okay? Is your head on your shoulder? Eh? Are you sure your head is still on your shoulder? And says assaulting me. Verbal assault. If you have not done what your person says you should do, of course there will be verbal assault. So if you want to avoid it, do your work. Do it on time, not at any time. To forget work is a crime. To neglect your work and offer excuses is a greater crime. Action without delay is the secret of efficiency. I got that from the probate registry of our high court. Copied it. It's been there for years. So action without delay is the secret of efficiency. If you're not efficient at your work, you lose clients.
Mm.
Before you know it, your person will say, please leave my office because you are not productive.
That's true.
And then they will now say, it's because I did not allow him to touch you. No, it's because you are not working. If you are working as a female lawyer, even if your principal now wants to date you, he will know how to do it. If you agree, that's not harassment now. You are two consenting adults.
Mm.
If you agree, if you know, and that's why most times it's not even advisable you have a relationship in the office because the insult will come in and everything.
That's true.
So why don't you do your relationship outside your work area so as to give yourself some measure of respect? Yes. And at times you are doing your work and the male lawyer will may want to harass you.
Mm.
Then let him know your stand. There's nothing wrong. Say, sir, I don't want to do this. I'm not for this. And if he doesn't agree, please leave the office. That's not the end of the world.
Yes, that's the question I
Rather
was
than
about asking.
cry wolf. Leave the office. His office is not the last office in town. You understand? So,
In our own town, we said sorrow, it's okay.
so it's okay. So it's okay.
That's true. What message would you like to send to women who fear that marriage might limit their professional ambitions?
It's, I would say it's a pity.
Mm.
I know so many lawyers, female lawyers, who after they've done everything, now to come back into practice. Some of them are lucky to get stuff. Most of them are very unlucky they can't even cook again.
Mm.
Because what they should have learned when they were young lawyers, they just beginning to learn it as old, matured, maybe grammar. It's not easy. So marriage should not be a distraction. Marriage should be an advantage to anybody's life. Let's operate that God will give us our own
Husband.
spouses. And when you have your own spouse, know how to manage your spouse, know how to care for your spouse. As it is for the females, also for the men. You have a very supporting wife. Know how to take care of her, and everything. Don't say because she's there, then you can do anything you like. Especially for the men of younger men. They do as they like. They have strings of girlfriends. They neglect their wives at home. She's there. She's there. She's there. She'll be there. I hope she'll be there for a long time. So still take care of your own fronts. And I will not shy away from the fact that I know that lawyers have girlfriends even when they manage their homes. So for the female lawyers, marriage should not make you not to have a career because you have a life to live. Your husband has his own life to live. Your father sent you to school, or you sent yourself to school. You should work for the school you went for now. Earn money, earn income, make something out of your life. Unless you are contented being a full-time housewife. Some people are like that. They just want to be full-time housewife. Take care of the children, take care of the husband, and then later on, when the children are all grown, they cannot start their life. Yes, some people are like that. And some husbands are like that too. They encourage their wives. I have a friend who is like that. By the time all the children are all grown up, the wife now went back to school.
Hmm.
You surprised she's almost a professor
Wow.
in the university now. There are some people like that. There's a woman I know, finished everything, then is back in practice and she's doing very well in Ibadan. But some of them don't get it lucky like that because of age. The rate of assimilation, the stress of
Yes.
practice,
Yes.
I mean, it weighs on them, it takes its tolls on them and everything, so they cannot cope. Sometimes they go back to just being housewife. You understand? So let us learn to have focus, have a vision. I want to be a lawyer. If I become a judge, I thank the Lord. If I don't become a judge, I sit in my office, I still do my law practice, and I still make my money, and I still have a fulfilled life. Becoming a judge is just an aspiration, is a goal. That does not mean I'm not fulfilled at what I'm doing. I'm fulfilled at what I'm doing. It's just a step higher. I sit as a step higher, but that does not mean that I'm not fulfilled. Once you have fulfillment, whatever you are doing, you are your own boss. Fulfillment, satisfaction is the most important thing for us in whatever you do. So marriage, very important for us women. As much as people think I think like a man, when it comes to the home front, I'm a woman as well. I cherish my home, cherish my children, cherish my husband. It's important for women to be married. Now, we cannot all be lucky, but be your own person. Don't allow people to step on you anyhow as a woman, whether married or
Oh.
single, or single parent or married woman. The most important is carry yourself very well. Let them to respect in you and let them respect you. So that is my own watchword.
Considering the seriousness of litigation for lawyers, would you advise for a litigation lawyer that is a male to also marry a litigation lawyer that is a female?
There's many examples in town now. Open. We have so many lawyers, offices that are husband and wife. Oga and Oguke, they are there. Time solicitor is there. And we have younger ones like what's his name? Bumi Omotiba and the husband. Eh, so they are there. They are making it. So I think all that they need to understand is schedule.
Mm.
If just like in any other profession, just like another profession. I remember when I was in regional Akeredolu, I was going to come and pick me in the evenings. Then before I became head of chambers, when we close, then when we close, we do chambers meeting every day. So when it's called, I was waiting for hours to pick me. Say, Madam, you'll be coming in by yourself. But for those who are couples lawyers, they know what it
They know their
means.
schedule.
Yeah, they know what it takes. So at times they know how to plan, they may excuse each other, go and pick the children and sort out the office. So they know how to work out the schedule. Unfortunately, I did not marry a lawyer, so I don't know how they not plan it, but there's nothing stopping them from marrying litigation versus litigation or legal practitioner versus legal practitioner. I don't think the office should be a distraction for them.
Okay. Okay.
Just like a lawyer marrying a doctor. What would you say? Doctors are always on call. And the lawyer is always busy too. So what
That's
happens to them?
that's it. Looking back at this stage of your career, looking back, is there anything you would love to change about about how things have gone, both in the profession and at home?
Mm. At home, nothing. At home, nothing. My husband works far from home now. And I must say that suits me fine because I have time to do my thing. Sorry, I'm being selfish, but that's just that's just the basic truth. So it's not as if we don't visit, we just left after the new year. But at some stages in life, you need your space. Let us deceive ourselves. You need your space. You know, he too needs his space. I need my space. So for now, nothing. At home, nothing is okay. In the profession, I want us to be more committed to our jobs, to our career. Lawyers should be up and doing. We have too many people who are not really putting their best. Go to court, go to court at times, adjournment, over little things. My lawyers dey know. They don't take any frivolous adjournment. I quarrel with them. But why is it that you didn't do what you're supposed to do? Even if clients are paying, you're wasting your time.
That's
A brief you're supposed to finish within 2 years, you end up spending 6 years running same case file. And here your wig and gown they are fading. I think you are learning something, and meanwhile you're just taking adjournment. You're not growing now.
That's true.
So we should be up and doing. And I really do think that the front loading system is supposed to help us push our cases better. But I must say, it's rather
Dragging the cases backwards.
it's not fast tracking anything. I remember when we were doing front loading, because you don't know what you're going to meet in court. You set down your matter for hearing, and you're not ready to go, they just strike it out. If it's for hearing, they dismiss it. So we're always on our toes those days. You have an application, there's nothing like downloading. You prepare, over prepare yourself. Then we're more studious. We read law reports, because if you have a current law report and you are still referring to 2 years ago, and you have not read the latest, and then you get to court and your opponent say, the authority you are referring to has been overtaken by this other decision. You have lost now. So we're always on our toes, reading law reports. Now law pavilion will not allow us to read, even it's supposed to be an advantage. Many of us, I want to thank the YLF for the initiative of the
Build your library campaign.
yes, build your library campaign. Otherwise, many people will never have any one single law report. Yes, but that campaign is helping young lawyers to show up their libraries. So we must continue reading and buying books. Anytime I see anything that I like, I buy. Understanding letters of credit. But I bought it because of a case I'm doing, a bank matter I'm doing. I need to understand some of those terminologies.
Okay.
Many of us don't buy books again, we don't even read. It just depends on Google. What is Google saying? Google cannot explain everything to us. Google cannot explain everything. Why dialogue, civil procedure is the classicals on civil matters. How many people have it? How many people refer to it? How many people read it? Even our high court procedure, do we read it? Do we have it at our fingertips? So now the people in the justice sector feels that they are trying to make things easier for us. But really speaking, now there's information technology. There's chat GPT, and there's everything making everything water and town. Now I've been working on pleading since morning. I mean, since even 2 days ago. The National Industrial Court case. The matter, I could feed it into my system, and it gives me the entire thing. I've done my claim. I'm trying to do a reply. I could feed in the information of the defense, and so I bring out a reply for me. It brings that I don't read it. I just file it. I'm not vast with the facts I found.
That's true.
So you get caught, and that's why some senior lawyers asking that, yes, what is in our file? Because they're not reading. My principal, Chimology, needs to tell us the 50% success when you're a lawyer, litigation lawyer, is when you master the fact of the case. You are 50% successful. So you can imagine. But most times now we don't read our files, we don't read the law reports, we just cite, okay, law pavilion, blah, 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 we don't even, some of us don't even open to the judgment to read, we just copy the ratio and put it there. So you can imagine Those things, if we can, if the justice sector can fashion some things that will make us to go back to the basics of reading, I really appreciate it. That is what I like. As much as this is very good, we should match it with our own intellect too. Otherwise, our brains go dead. If we are not tasking this brain, it's go dead.
That's true.
We rely so much on technology, our brains go dead.
That's true. Okay.
Because there'll be future bar chairman who will listen to the YouTube recording.
That's
Yes.
true.
So thank you so much for that question. One, I knew where I was heading. I knew I was going to be chairman one day. That was why I applied for vice chairman 10 years before. And that was why I was always um, active. I was always in one committee or the other. And then, but really speaking, to tell you the truth, I wasn't really gunning for the chairman. I was gunning for the vice chairman because our bar here, women don't aspire beyond treasurer, welfare officer positions. So when I wanted to be vice chairman, what do you mean? Before they knew that they said they want to be chairman, women. So stoutly against me. I said, look at this people. I don't know all lawyers.
That's
So what makes a man to be the only custodian of our chairmanship and a woman cannot do it? Anyway, I just schooled down. 10 years I was building. I saw somebody died which day, and when I saw that I knew the person. Unfortunately, some people don't know the person. So, over the years, I built friendships, relationships, goodwill. And it's not because I was gunning for chairman, it's just me. It's just me. And so when wanted to become chairman, the goodwill helped. And so, and I will continue to say it, I'm one of the luckiest chairmen that ever chaired Ibadan Bar. I had the support of every member of the bar. That was awesome. It was awesome. At every point in time, I had support everybody. Even when people you think are against you, they are against you because of their position, not because they don't want you to do well, but because they see it in another light. And so I didn't have anything against people who think, oh, we are doing this to distract her. So I had support of everybody. And that's something I cannot thank members of the bar for enough for my lifetime. So that's helped me in recording whatever successful people think I recorded. You understand? That was a big booster to my tenure as chairman of Ibadan Bar. The willingness of members to work with me, to work with our team, the readiness to give, the participation at bar meetings, bar activities. Our last bar meeting went round town and people still went with us. Every day of the week, they went with us. So it was just because of their support that made us achieve what we were able to achieve as Exco, which I led that time. And it was not only me that had support of people. We had other people in the team too who had immense support and goodwill of all members of the bar. So it's not just me, it's about teamwork. And so I want to thank the Exco too, my members there who were there, even though, like I told you, the vice chairman was my mate. Was my mate. When I say vice chair, this is where we want to go. Who say because I'm a woman? I say no, 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 no. It's just a come. And so I had it smooth. So yes, you understand? I didn't expect it. I didn't expect it. I was, let's say, a bit, not a very public person. Eh, I'm not a public person. You are looking at, I'm not a very public person. I was a bit embarrassed, let me put it that way, because I wasn't expecting that from him. It was the time, the circumstance that made my Lord to express his feelings like that. You understand? Ha! But let's say that we thank God. Whatever will be, will be.
That's true.
I believe it. Whatever will be, will be. No, I've never hidden my ambition to be a judge anywhere, anytime. If God says this judge will be, I will be. Even if it will be 5 years, even if 10 years, I will be. And if God says no, you will not be, everything rests with them. So it's God that promotes, it's God that brings people up, God that gives people positions. It's not any man, it's not anybody. Even some people, I'll tell you something very funny. When my principal was going to be governor of Ondo State, he said, Shade is a done deal. You're going to be a judge. I'm going to be, I said, hey, why are you people saying so? He said, it's not that I'm going to be the governor of Ondo State. I said, who told you? You really want to help to be a judge? I said, God, if God does not put it in his mind, he will not do it.
That's true.
And that was what happened. I'm not castigating my Oga. It was very dear to me. But it is God. I'm just saying that because it is God that puts people in
Position.
positions. It's not man. If God does not put it in any man's mind, no man can help you. It's only when God puts it in a man's mind that men will rise up to help you. So that's why we should be praying that God send me my destiny helpers. When you are praying for God to send you helpers, also work at being ready, being prepared. I want to be a judge. I don't have cases I want to prove to present. So who's going to help me to do that? When you are not the son of the president. You understand? That's why I said, as I was chairman, I was still working in my office. When I was doing that in those state process of a match appointment, I had fresh cases that I just finished and presented my application as chairman. So because you're a chairman does not mean you live your livelihood though. Because you're a leader in exco, it does not mean you will not do your work. First and foremost, you're a lawyer before you become anything back. So work at your jobs, or work out your income, your son livelihood, work it out. It should be pari passu. We should be able to have a balance of work, balance of socials, balance of home. Everybody must be able to balance it. When people cannot balance, then they become failures. No matter how successful they are in one area, the other area will be lacking. So we must have the work family balance.
Would you consider your marriage as the driving force to where you are today, being a successful lawyer?
Yes, it was part of it. My marriage was part of it. I have a very wonderful marriage. I have a very wonderful husband who is always ready to support me anyway. And if I pick my bag today, say I'm traveling, I have a case or I have a social, I have not social, I have something to attend. Say go. At times when I don't have money, only please give me something. I don't have money, he gives me. So it's marriage. How that detract from me really helped me, added to me. So it was a driving force. God too was there. I wouldn't leave out the God factor. And I also not leave out the factor that hard work also pays. Because some people will be praying and they're not hard working.
That's true.
Manna will not fall from heaven now. If manna is going to fall, you have to work for God to say manna. So hard work goes with prayer and goes with goodwill. I said marriage has never hindered me to achieve, to get to where I am today. Marriage has never been an hindrance. Not at all. Not in any form. And for your information, my husband and I have been apart for many years now. So for you to know, because he's been working outside the home for so long. So it's never been an hindrance. But even when we're living together, it wasn't an hindrance. I've shared tales of how we're living with him. So it was never an hindrance. He's a man who is always ready to see me reaching the peak of any height I want to get to. Any height. He's never bothered about whether I want more than him. I don't. He's not the kind. I'm my YLF chairman. Um, yes, before I was an apostle of take any lawyer as long as they're ready to work. In fact, female lawyers who are passionate about legal practice, with due respect to you men, are better.
Hmm.
With due respect to you men, when you see a female lawyer who is ready to work, they're like twice better than men. And I'm saying it objectively. I'm not saying to bring these people down. No, because I've had lawyers who are females, and I've also had men trained many over the years. And I will tell you that the female lawyers that are trained are doing much better than most of the men. I tell you. Um, I had two fantastic female lawyers at the time. In fact, my office, there was time I had four. Unfortunately, all of them will get married and they will go,
Yes.
or they relocate. So I go to my say, hey, I keep training these people and they keep going. Would I even take female lawyers again? I'm becoming a bit biased. But if I see any female lawyer is ready to stay, marry and stay here, oh, why not?
Hmm.
I prefer them to the boys because the females are more detailed. They work harder. They are more concentrated. They concentrate more on their jobs. And they are better, they are easily satisfied than you men, which I understand. They have so many obligations. A lady is just to eat, take care of herself until she gets married. You understand? So they have better concentration when it comes to work. They're more detailed, they are more focused. The female lawyers. So I don't have any bias against them. The only thing that is giving me bias now is that I've trained so many of them that I think they will stay, and by virtue of marriage, they have to move. So I keep training. Even the one with me now, Musumina. When she was coming, she was not interested in litigation. But by the time she met me and we spoke just once, she said, I'm going to practice law. She's going to go very soon to study abroad. So you see what I'm saying? I've been training her for 1 year now. She wrote one letter for me last 2 weeks before. I said, wow, Debbie, this is fantastic. Your letter is now really sounding like a lawyer's letter with the necessary bites and everything. So now I'll use her very soon. So you see what I'm saying about training female lawyers that are not, that by virtue of circumstances takes them away. It's not as if, yeah, I also want, but circumstances take them away. So what do we do? So I concentrate my energy more on having male lawyers now. Because I use ones to stay longer
Yes.
than the female law ones. You understand? So it's a matter because keep training and you keep losing them to marriage,
Hmm.
to family, to location. You soon you will not like what you get at the end of the day. So why don't you train the men? And then if the females come around, I don't reject them. I take them. But I know already know how my mind feels that it's just for a limited time. So I don't get disappointed. You understand? And then there's some of them when they come, they're not ready to work. I just move them to other offices where they don't know me. Move them. And there's so many of them have placed in offices and they have remained there. And anything they want to say, Aunty Shade, I say, no, don't go yet. You are not yet right to go. Stay there until until I say go. That's when you should go. And they have thanked me for it over the years.
Finally, ma, how would you want your legacy to be remembered? Is it just as a lawyer or as a woman who has built a fulfilling personal and professional life?
Not just as a lawyer, as a lawyer, a female lawyer who has lived who is living a fulfilled life. Because I'm still younger. I'm not, I don't know that now. About patriarch, I'm matriarch. I'm matriarch, so I'm still young.
Yeah.
So I'm about to be remembered as a female lawyer who is living a fulfilled life, both at home and on the job,
Professionally. Thank you.
professionally and matrimonially.
So any parting words for us as young
Be
lawyers
the
and as
best of
members of the
yourself.
bar?
Be the best of yourselves. Work hard. There is no antidote to hard work. I tell you,
Yeah.
work hard. Hard work. Pray. Be be focused. Have a goal and make sure you work at your goal. Because when people have goals, they don't work at it. This is New Year now. Many people have New Year resolution. How are they working at it? This is already well. Today is what? Seventh.
Seven.
Seventh.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just January now. It's just 7 January. So January has not even ended. I still have 12 months. Which 12 months? You have 11 months and days. So immediately you should start kicking. You know, start kicking, ticking. This one I want to achieve. How am I going to achieve it? You have planned it, and along the line you can be plan and have other goals. You have long term goals, you have short term goals. How are you going to do all these things? You should not live a life without goals every year. That's my parting word.
Thank you very much, man. We are most grateful.